definitely update some things. But this is the comic that I've been talking about, The Grateful Ghost. It's also on Webtoon. Yeah. So I made it for an assignment in college, and it was a ton of fun. One thing that I learned that was super like powerful working on this was like the importance of like thumbnailing and storyboarding, which I still like need to apply more because sometimes a lot of this drawings I've done recently are just like sitting down and doing it in one go. But there's a lot of power that comes from thumbnailing and storyboarding. Like thumbnailing and storyboarding, or like in like doing rough. Like I thumbnailed this and then did like a rough version that didn't look as good, and then did another version, and just did it in days working on it. My professor was really good at like developing a structure for all of us, which was really nice. And then a lot of my scripts are here. But like this Tanuki Hero story is on here under more. So my voice acting reel is there. But yeah, I'd like to do more with comics. Buster said I used to thumbnail pages on the bus and subway on the way to work. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, like find a place where I don't know if I should turn on like some other music so it's not just Hollow Knight music. Go to chill hop. I don't know. Some chill hop music. Yeah, that's a good idea to like find a place where you can like work on those like smaller things like thumbnailing, in a place where you kind of have like that in between time. That's super nice. That's a good idea. I just need to like work it into my schedule, because it was easy to work it in your schedule when you're like going to university and doing that like for your life, I guess. Like it's your class and like you want to get a good grade and stuff. Doing it on your own sometimes can be harder. I think that's something that indie developers and indie artists and stuff deal with a lot, is just finding time in your own day. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to make another comic for this or something else. It's funny how like the human brain works, because like I was like, what if I just not do it on Webtoon? Then maybe I'd be more inspired to do it. If I just publish it maybe on my own website or whatever. But it's really just like first creating the work for you and something that you enjoy, and then being able to share that with people. What's the lo-fi hip-hop radio like? There's this one I was just listening to. Chill hop. I've been using a lot of chill hop music because you can use it as a YouTuber. I've been using a lot of it in my YouTube videos and stuff, so that's been really cool. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see. Still trying to figure out like the best way to do things. I've been messing around in Blender, and I did this, which kind of reminds me of the Death Star. Like, you know, the like readout thing, like where the Death Star was made, and then they see like the weak point at the Death Star at. So Blender is definitely pretty powerful. It's just sometimes hard to... Like, this was made in Blender. That was really cool. Sometimes it's hard to just find direction on what to do. And I have so many different stories. Like, these are all different stories. This one is The Grateful Ghost. So I've tried to have each one kind of connected to different things. So The Grateful Ghost is really connected a lot to like mystery and ghosts and camping type vibe. The Lynx one is like fantasy and just having a good time. The Tanuki Hero one is kind of like sci-fi and kind of like cyberpunk, and I've done some comics for it too. And then Uptown Warriors is just kind of like fantasy, inspired by what's it called, like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and the Owl House and stuff like that. The anime Xander is pretty fire. Oh, thank you. Which one is that? I don't know. That? Or that one? But yeah, so... Oh yeah, this. That was fun. Trying to learn color, and... It'd be cool to do like a comic that's kind of like in this style. That's one thing with like AI coming out and stuff. As an artist, I realize... We're just gonna go on a rant. Hopefully no one minds. Buster's the only one here right now, so hopefully you don't mind, Buster. But like with AI and stuff, I found that a lot of AI stuff is super perfect and like clean, and like the colors and stuff and everything just looks amazing. And people have been craving more of like that human touch, or like seeing the artist behind it, seeing those mistakes that are made. And that's something that I really loved. Like old Disney movies had it a lot, where you could see the drawings of the animators, like the frames and like the different, like the line work that they did, and how it was imperfect, and it wasn't always cleaned up super well, but it like you could really see that character that came from it. And you could see that with like the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse as well. And that's something that I really want to go for, is just kind of like that rough feel to things. After doing this, it's really easy though to just like feel like it's hard to surpass it, you know? But yeah. And I made this form, which was cool. Got to see different people's ideas for the story. I don't know. We'll see. Just gotta set aside the time to work on it and stuff. But I think with artists right now, one thing that people really want to see, and just speaking from my own experience, something that I really like to see from artists is like personal, like connection and stories, and seeing their characters. And something that I really love in art is like where it's just like characters interacting, and I haven't drawn a lot of that because sometimes it's hard to pull off, but I would like to do some more of that, just like characters interacting, going out to get like a cheeseburger or something, or going to get boba, or playing a video game, and like little animations with that. I think that could be cool. Cool lo-fi vibes. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've been on Instagram for a bit now. And I've done some animatics on my YouTube channel. I'd like to do some more. But yeah, thank you for your support, Buster. Shorts and stuff, because shorts are on like YouTube now, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I think even Spotify has started to do stuff with shorts. It's kind of crazy. But I've always found myself drawn to Studio Ghibli movies. I talked about The Boy and the Heron, and I just think there's something really beautiful about Studio Ghibli movies and the thought that's put into them and the story and just everything to them, the world building, and I would like to go through that. I don't know why I'm doing this, but we'll see if I think I should the anime voiceover.
Get you somewhere dry. Hey, dude.
Hopefully this can be heard.
You okay there? Well,
this was my voice acting thing.
I know just the place. Oh, I see. You're the quiet type. That's all good. What I mean is the dragon's outside. That's what he was staring at when he started to panic. Yeah, I was only trying to help, but then it seems like he had a panic attack or something. I feel really bad. No. People keep saying he's not really gone. As long as we remember him, it still hurts.
Buster said missed a couple videos. I missed it.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. The channel's grown a lot, and I've been able to try out a lot of different videos, and it's been really, really cool.
You want to keep me healthy, don't you? Punch this.
A lot of these lines on here are from like Big Hero 6, and then some from Harry Potter.
Gummy bears. Do not pity.
This is like my first ever voice reel, so it's like
above all, those who live without love, happiness.
Nothing spectacular.
In the darkest of times, if only one remembers to turn on the light. I want to be strong enough so no one will worry about me. No matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, the ones I love will always be the ones who pay. I've just got to do this on my own. If you keep something as complicated as love stored up inside, it can make you sick. Every day I wake up knowing that the more people I try to save, the more enemies I will make. I have a choice. Has anyone seen my backpack? It's not my fault.
These were recorded from a story I wrote, the
Who's on your bed?
Under the Rupees.
Don't worry, the pretzels will still be warm when you get there. Can't forget to bring Koji. Yo, what? They have cotton candy? Groceries can wait. I'm sorry, boy, but the only pair of winged boots that I had in my inventory has gone missing. This is what I found in its stead. Hey, I was sent here by the cobbler.
Oh, thanks, Buster. Buster said not bad. I could see some of those lines dubbed over some 90s anime.
Can you please help me? I came all the way down here
Thank
to
you.
talk with
Thank
you, and
you.
it seems
That means
like
a
you
lot.
can't even understand me. Okay, I guess I can sit with you for a bit and wait. I don't have anywhere else to go, so might as well. Finally, to be away from all that also.
This is the one that I'm like, oh no.
You're not, young boy. It was merely a guise, a means by which.
This is also a story I wrote.
Notice and unbothered.
I think it's called Dumplings and
Magic
Dragons.
tonight. I'm sleepy. I must sleepy
And then
little...
this I think is from Owl
So
House.
tiny, so angry. We may fight, but you're still my sister. Besides, if anyone's putting you down, it's gonna be me. Ha!
Yeah, so it's funny, I'm on Dallin's computer, so it's logged into his, so getting some views. But yeah, I don't know which video you last saw, Buster, but I've tried a lot of different things. I've done some like kind of like vlog type stuff. Played through Breath of the Wild. Did just like some podcast episodes with a little animated looping thing. Recorded some things like discussions. Reacted to trailers. A lot of the stuff has been kind of like discussion, kind of like video essays. The one that really like popped off was the one I did for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That was a super cool movie too. And I did one that was kind of like game dev. And then I made a trailer for the Uptown Warriors. Yeah, and then I put on like my reels and stuff, and I did like a silent vlog. I think I've seen most so far, but not the last few. Oh yeah. All these were pretty recent. Talked about like being a YouTuber and reacted to like this homage that Studio Ghibli made, and talked about The Boy and the Heron. Yeah. The Boy and the Heron is a super interesting movie. I guess this is like 2 minutes. I don't know if you've seen this one. This is one of my favorite videos. I really like how it turned out.
Carefully enough. The past whispers to you.
Hopefully it's not too loud.
The world as we know it is coming undone. Darkness is pouring its blood and hate. If we're to defeat it, you'll have to trust me. This is the lot that's gonna take down the most dangerous evil in over a century. An artist, his best friend. A magi descended from a very old family, a school teacher, and...
Oh, you remember this? Yeah.
Money.
This took me
Who wouldn't
so long to edit, like, because I based it around like the structure of a Fantastic Beasts trailer and read some of those lines because I really liked how they sounded and changed some of them up a bit.
Things are not quite what they appear.
But I recorded them all like in Audacity and then like lined them up in like a video editor, and oh, I love this part with the boom. And all of this was stock footage that I did some color grading to and like brought down the black bars to make it look all cinematic. But it turned out really good. It actually gave me some ideas for the story itself. Yeah, Uptown Warriors. Yeah, so I've actually been writing a lot of short stories based on just characters that people have sent in, so that's been really fun. Yeah, that's been really cool. just so you guys can get an idea of what some of those stories were. Some of them may still have like grammatical errors and stuff. Grammar was never my strong suit. Oh no. I don't know if anyone else has problems with trying to remember passwords. Oh man, that's so white. Can I like... Is there a way to do dark mode? Oh yeah, you have to like change... Oh, what? I forgot, you have to like change it. But yeah, so I've like started writing the chapter 5 to Tanuki Hero's story. And yeah, there's lots of commas that need to be put in and stuff. But I thought it might be cool to read through one of these. Which one of these? Maybe this one. Yeah, so this is a character that someone sent in. I'm not gonna worry about those right now. Buster said in programming, if we miss a comma, the program just doesn't work. Yeah, no, that is true. Syntax is like super important and like, yeah. Well, okay. So the great amethyst gem sat high in the upper sky. I don't know if I should just fill up. It's just so white. So white. The great amethyst gem sat high in the upper sky, shining with violet light. Far below, Clarence looked up at the blinding light of the gem. As he trotted his way to the archive of Avendir, his antlers shone with residual amethyst-hued light from above as he reached the great door of the archive. Clarence leaned up against the door. Maybe I should add in some, like, lo-fi ambiance. Yeah. Clarence leaned up against the door, looking out over the expanse of Avendir. Avendirians flew through the sky with their magnificent wings of feather. For the past year since Clarence had learned how to read, he had made the same journey again and again, gleaning wisdom from the tomes and scrolls of the archive. Clarence's auburn hair blew in... Oh, getting a little too crazy there, lo-fi. Clarence's auburn hair Clarence's auburn hair blew in the wind as he heaved open the great door. He stepped lightly into the entrance hall. Oh, I guess I could turn down the volume of the music. Into the entrance hall. The archive was perched on the edge of the lofty sky haven of Avendir. It held many balconies that looked out. I think this is supposed to be onto. Looked out onto the great sea of cloud. The architecture itself was hewn out of blue sky stone, with great arches long since covered by cloudy moss. Clarence made his way down the sky stone stair, which spiraled down. To the den of tomes. Lanterns of amethyst hung in these lower parts of the archive. The familiar lavender light shone on Clarence's face and antlers as he ducked his head to enter the inner chamber of the den. The den of tomes was a great dome below the archive, Its walls led up from the floor to the peak of the dome, with books circling up and up following suit. For the non-winged folk, many of the books were practically out of reach, and that's how the elders liked it. But with the sheer size of the shelves, Clarence had found he could scale his way up to the top. No one other than the old archivist visited the den, so it had become Clarence's safe haven. Day after day, he had studied the lore of Avendir, the tales of times past, and many countless tomes. Clarence had found a tome that held many tales and fables of the haven, even some that recounted the stories of the lands below. He had asked the old archivist if he could borrow it day after day, and finally he had received approval. Clarence knew for sure that his little brother would love to hear these stories. He retrieved the small book and pocketed it in his pack. He then lifted a towered stack of books from the floor and carried it over to the center table. The young Rain opened up the books and happily pulled out his journal to take notes of his findings. "Let's see what we can find today," Clarence breathed out. After reading for a while, Clarence paused for a moment, reaching into his pack for a slice of bread and mistberry jam. He spread the jam on the bread and took a big bite. This year's mistberry crop is exceptionally good." Clarence took another bite of jam and bread. As Clarence finished up his studies, he placed his books back on the shelves and lifted his pack up onto his shoulders. As he readied to leave, he snuffed out the candles he had lit as skylight dwindled. Approaching the door, something out of place caught Clarence's eye. It was a book, which, not while out of place of itself, stood out due to how it stuck out from all the others on its shelf. Clarence walked over to the book. That's odd," Clarence spoke out loud. The Rain read the title sprawled on the side of the book, Of Runes and Riddles. Clarence hadn't noticed the book before, but from its dust and aged scent, it had sat there for a long time. Clarence attempted to push the book back into place and go on his way, but it didn't give. Something was blocking its path. Clarence gingerly pulled the book from its place on the ledge. He briefly glanced at the book and, seeing nothing amiss, placed it temporarily on an empty space on the bookshelf. Reaching into the chasm that now existed between books, Clarence found that it went far back to the wall of the den, which made sense due to the matching size of the large book of runes and riddles. And Clarence reached the end of as Clarence reached the end of the chasm, his hands wrapped around a small object. He held fast to the unknown object as he pulled his hand from the place between books. As his hand emerged from darkness to light, he found that he held in his hands a small sun made from white wood, a sun-shaped ring with an inner gem of ashen quartz. It was unlike any gem that Clarence had ever seen. The ashen glow radiated in his eyes. It was now approaching nightfall, which brought Clarence back to his senses. He thought for a second, but against his better judgment placed the ring in his pocket and headed out of the dark den of tomes into the moonlit night of Avendir. "Nimbus, I'm back!" Clarence shouted as he entered his loft home. He threw off his boots and pack, placing them near the front door. Nimbus was resting in a hammock in the corner nook. He sleepily opened his eyes as Clarence came into view. "Oh, hey Claire." Then finish, and Clarence chuckled warmly. "Hey little bro, had a good nap I see." Nimbus yawned again, lifting up his arms, his small antler stubs poking out from under his messy strawberry hair. "I got a book I think you may like," Clarence responded to the yawn. Nimbus's blue eyes lit up at the mention of the book. Clarence reached into his pack and pulled out the small book of stories. Nimbus hopped out of the hammock and ran to Clarence to see the book up close. "Wow, that's such a beautiful book," Nimbus exclaimed with awe at the little tome. "And it's full to the brim with tales of the haven." Clarence handed the book to his little brother. "I know how much you love hearing stories about Avendir," Clarence smiled, "not to mention fables of the land below." Nimbus gasped, flipping through the book with wonderment. "What? Really?" "Yeah, even stories about rains like us." "Thanks, Clarence," Nimbus laughed, giving his older brother a hug. "It was my honor," Clarence responded with a laugh. "Remember, though, it's on loan. Take good care of it." Nimbus again sat in the hammock, but now with the newfound storybook in his hands. In the far room, Clarence storybook in his hands. In the far room, Clarence prepped for supper. Clarence looked over at Nimbus and smiled, chopping potatoes into a large pot for stew. He looked out the dew-covered window at the moon sitting at eye level, floating in the sea of cloud as the supper of stew cooked. The sight of the moon reminded Clarence of the ashen, gem-laden ring in his pocket. And that's all I got for that story up till then. But yeah, that's Clarence in the Den of Tomes. So it's just kind of like a short story, like around 1,000 words. I found that like a novel can be like 100,000 words, which is a lot of words. But it can also be like 80,000 words, which might be a good start. And then there's like a novella, which is smaller than a novel and stuff. But yeah, I digress. So yeah, that's the writing I've been doing. That's been kind of fun. Been going to the library and writing, and then just writing in my free time and kind of trying to come up with ideas writing just on my phone. It's been pretty chill. I've been working on figuring out how to just connect everything, like connect my writing and my YouTube channel and animation and the podcast and stuff, like connecting that all together so that they can all support it and build each other up. And I've been doing some more speed paints. I did this one for House Moving Castle. If I do it like 2 times super speed. Do you start with the ending? I hear a lot of people recommend that. That is a good point. I did not. Well, no, with that one I didn't start with the ending. Sometimes I kind of have like an end in mind. I think I need to do that more because there's stories. I've watched a lot of like TV shows and stuff that keep going on and on, like Pokemon and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like I need to write the ending to more of my stories, because a lot of my stories I'm like, I don't know, like they're a person and like they have their lifetime, so like how does the story end? I don't know. And so yeah, it is important to begin with the end in mind when writing stories, and to write stories that are kind of have that structure of like that act structure of Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, and kind of like climax and hero's journey and all that type of stuff. So, and I've written the screenplay format because I wanted to use that to like turn into like animatics and stuff, but I've been writing more in like a novel format now. Yeah, I think it could be cool to do that. And then I'm thinking about just sharing those stories maybe on my website, or I've looked at like Wattpad and all those writing sites, but nothing has really piqued my interest with that so far. But it'd be really cool to have like a book that you could hold in your hands and read. Even if it's just like a real short book, like the Magic Treehouse books. Those are pretty short. I found that I have like a lot of things I want to do, and sometimes it's hard to sit down and just choose one to do. So I'm working on doing better with that. Something that's helped is just spending like a little bit of time, like 10 minutes writing. Usually it turns to more, but just spending at least 10 minutes writing and just keeping that up. That's been really helpful. I thought about like maybe just doing like like Mondays I work on writing, and Tuesdays I work on animation, Wednesdays I work on game dev or something, or doing it by week or something. I found something that helps a lot with working on passion projects and indie projects is to set um, limits, and sometimes to make it simpler than you want it to be. And for me also to work in like smaller time frames. Like if I'm like, I'm gonna give myself a year to work on this, then it can be easy to put it off and stuff. But if I'm like, I'm just working on this for 7 days, like a week, or I'm working on this for I'm just having these speed paints playing, or if I'm working on it just for like for like a month. Like people are like, you can write a book in a month or like 2 months. It's like writing like 3,000 words a day or something, but it's possible. So I think I'm gonna try doing that and see where that goes. Actually, having a YouTube channel has helped a lot, just in getting something out there once a week and making something, that's been really helpful. Oh, I forgot it's on it's on 2x speed still. I think that would be really cool. Like to have a project done, some type of project done every week, that would be pretty cool. Or even every month, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on doing that. Because when you give yourself a lot of time, sometimes you can just work on something for like an infinite amount of time, it seems. Yeah, this is from the comic that I did. It's called like Over the Ramen Bowl, but then I named my newsletter that, so then I just changed it to Nuki Dudes. But I don't know how searchable that is. But I would like to just do more in like the indie space, and with the YouTube channel, like have it be a place where I can talk to different artists and stuff and make art, make animations. Lester said I've done weekly game projects before, but I didn't have a full-time job back then. Yeah, I know that feeling. Having a job changes things. But yeah, like there's game jams, and there was it's nothing spectacular. I know it's not. But it was. I wanted to make an animatic. Was this it? Yeah. See, December 31st, 2022. I wanted to make an animatic in 2022, and I wanted to do it before the end of the year, and it was like already December. And so I did this in like a day, or like maybe 2 days or 3 days, I don't know, but it was just kind of based on like the Brooklyn 99 or Vancouver 77. I mean Brooklyn 99. That's a joke. So I did it with like Ice Luigi and like Fox, who was on some of our channels, and Toast and Minnie and Mephiles and Toad. And it was fun, and I was able to do it and make an animatic, even though it's nothing spectacular. Like I've seen a lot of way cooler animatics. And it's really short. It's like not even a minute, but you can tell a lot of a story. Like I've seen like animated shorts made by like the school Gobelin. I think it's in France. And I've been really inspired by a lot of their stuff. So I'd like to just do more of that, little small projects, maybe that are take a week or take a month or something, and or a couple of weeks, and just put some more of my own work out there. I think that would be really cool. It's so easy to get caught up in the numbers, but really I just want to be able to create more and tell the stories that are in my mind and the stories I want to tell. And some of the stories might work with games. I thought about downloading Game Maker and just kind of opening that up again. Back when I used Game Maker, it was like when it was called like what was it, like it's like GM1 to 2, I don't remember, but it was like way more simplified, and a lot of the stuff was just like built-in graphics, and so it's grown a lot since then. I kind of came up with like 3 things that for the channel, like 3 kind of pillars. One is like animation, so I talk about like Studio Ghibli, fantasy related like animated movies and shows. The other thing is artistry, which is like speed paints and drawing and different forms of art, maybe watercolor at some point. And then adventures, which is like going out in the woods and doing kind of like vlogs. I want to travel to Japan, so I think that would be really cool. Buster said, I know Game Maker 7 and 8 very well. Was trying to transition to Godot engine recently, but had to hold off because of health issues. Oh dang, sorry to hear about that with health issues. Yeah. Yeah, Godot is really interesting too. I've watched so many videos about different game engines. Like, I used Unity and I made some games in Unity, like taking a course on like Udemy, I think. But I kind of like hit a wall, so I wanted to open up Game Maker and see what I could make in that, even if it's just like a really simple game. I think it'd be cool. I used to mod like NES games, just like on my laptop, and I had one that I modded to look like the characters from Tanuki Toad Team, and I think I found it. But Game Maker is very powerful for 2D games, but you do not have to use the scripting language. See, that's a nice thing, because I know a little bit of coding. I did Scouts, and I got like the what's it called? I got the programming merit badge. So I've coded in a couple of languages. I'm just going to update this to just chatting. But I'm still definitely a beginner when it comes to coding, so it'd be cool to maybe use something that's more visual. Yeah, it's been interesting. I know a lot of people there's a lot going on, and coming back from like the quarantine and stuff, and I just want to like kind of start a new chapter, and I feel like that chapter's centered around making more stuff that brings me joy, and making more like animations and stories. And it's so easy to say, it's hard to do. But YouTube has been helping, and just me putting out some things and telling stories, even if it's in a small way. So
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is
That's Breath of the Wild. Yeah, so I'll probably... well, I have to get going. I'll leave you a lurk while I get ready. Oh, thanks, Buster. Yeah, probably be closing it up soon. Thanks for stopping by. That Breath of the Wild stream was really chill. Oh, thank you. I was trying to... that's what I was trying to go... Like, yeah. I'm like I said, I'm not super good at games, so I just kind of play them. I'm a casual gamer, and glad it was nice and chill. I was worried I wasn't talking enough, but I'm glad it came across well. Yeah. Thank you for your stopping by, and glad the stream went pretty well, and we didn't have anyone new stop by, but that's okay. And yeah. It's an interesting thing, like running a YouTube channel, especially when I have kind of like 3 YouTube channels, because I have this one, and then I have like I have a music YouTube channel, so I've been making music and stuff, and I've done some behind the scenes things. And then I have like, of course, I have like the Ice Luigi channel. Let's see if it comes up. No. I just recently changed it to Ice Luigi JC. It used to be Ice Luigi 148. Oh no, where is it? Oh, there it is. And I did like playing games and stuff way long ago on this channel. But I think it'd be cool to maybe publish some of the streams onto this channel. I think that'd be cool. But I don't know, there hasn't been a video there in 4 years, maybe. That's the tough thing, it's like, should I publish it? When you have 3 channels, it's like, what channel should I publish it to? I think if it makes sense, like Breath of the Wild makes sense, Hollow Knight might make sense. Maybe I'll publish like clips of it on this channel and then the full thing on Ice Luigi for people to watch. I need to remember to highlight the stream after ending it. But yeah. I'm excited for the future. Being an artist, like in this day and age, it's interesting. It can be very discouraging, but can also be really cool because you can meet a lot of different people and learn things from them and strengthen each other in your own journey as an artist or as a creative or a writer or whatever you're doing, and you're like whatever you are, you can strengthen each other. And yeah, prayer has helped me a lot, just like praying about what to do next in my life, and it gets me an idea of what feels right and what doesn't. Like I was thinking about making a Tumblr, because you can get really big on Tumblr and it's different. It's kind of more like blog style. So I made a Tumblr and I was working on it, and it just didn't really feel right. And I had some people like follow me on there, but I was just like, this just doesn't, it's just another thing. And it just didn't really feel right. So I decided to delete it. And then after that, kind of been doing more of my newsletter and sharing some art and stuff on there. So I think it's worked out. I think it's worked out pretty well. Yeah. I would like to be like an artist that maybe goes to like conventions or makes stickers and prints and stuff. It's one thing at a time, one thing at a time. everyone, welcome back to Peace, Love, and Ramen, the show behind the show. This is kind of behind the scenes of my main channel and the thoughts about being a YouTuber or making YouTube videos, making content in general, and like the thoughts that come behind that and how it can impact your life. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do this next year, 2024, and going forward, and the things that I want to work on and work towards. And a lot of it seems to be revolving around telling stories, telling a story, telling meaningful stories, and creating characters that mean something to someone, that someone can relate to, and possibly doing that through animation or animatics. And some of the things behind that, so it's like you get this idea, it's like how you execute on this idea, and it's figuring out what you want to do with that. Animatics, I've been thinking about how to do maybe something with Blender, just embracing Blender with its 2D and 3D capabilities and standing out in that way. But then you can also go like the tried and true route of doing like Adobe Animate or Adobe Flash, or maybe doing something fully in a different way of doing something with just yeah, that's a chill music thing I did. These were really fun, like doing these talks with my friend Kyle.
I'll tell you this now. You can tell me how you want to incorporate it, if you do want to incorporate it. But like, I just barely watched. So I've been following this photographer called Nigel Danson, and he's so cool. I mean, like the dude is used to he has a PhD in physics, and he worked in the field for a while, and then I don't know what pushed him this way, but now he's just a professional landscape photographer, and that's what he does, and that's like all he does, and he does like he's really cool. But anyways, but he talked about one of the things that he does is that he actually uses his phone a lot on certain things, and just talking about how like you can still get like amazing pictures with your phone. Like, yeah, I think there's like that idea that even with your phone you can like come to appreciate a photographer's view from the world.
You get, because with a phone you can get like autofocus, and now with phones like you can get kind of a little bit about like computer AI, like putting things together to make the perfect photo. This is really cool, just taking clips from
similar with artists and like especially illustrators.
and me doing a watercolor
Traditionally
of Nausicaa
watercolors
from Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
or ink and stuff. It can be this really like intense process, especially like printmaking. Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And like this one, that was like a print that was made by Okusai, and it's like carving out of wood.
But yeah, taking clips from over the garden wall and just talking with Kyle, and I did an episode with my friend Scott. Gonna be making some videos for that.
Best friends, because like if I make a mark wrong, also saving is really nice, and just being able to have different layers and stuff. Also with photography, you can do that like with editing photos after taking them.
And then
You
this,
can be like, is this fair? Like all of these.
those shots are from,
like they're almost
dang, what is that movie
different
called?
categories, almost like different people.
A Silent Voice.
Tools to create art in their own way. I think that's really.
It's my cousin's favorite
Especially because
movie.
I've seen a lot of super talented digital artists that
I wanted to find some like,
what they're able to accomplish.
some shots from
Doesn't mean like that they're less skilled because they don't.
like an anime of someone using a camera, and that came to my mind, that girl using her camera.
It's just like that's what they've chosen to specialize in. Like that's what comes most naturally to them, and that's what works like with their personality and like, who they are. And that's really cool that you brought that up, because it made me think about, in school I studied a little bit about like a history of photography and like camera obscuras and stuff. They're like these giant
basically kind of like podcasts are just really cool because you're able to talk to like have like these really in-depth, intelligent like conversations with people and really make a deeper connection with them. And they're really great for turning into like a video. I'd use like a little like blue like Sony digital camera that had no focus or anything. Like it just took photos. It's kind of what it did. And like how with DSLRs and stuff, and also like mirrorless cameras, you're able to get like these super awesome images and rack focus and figure out things. Stay hydrated. I'm just gonna try to do everything on this stream that I've been wanting to do on this stream. One of the things that I don't know how to put it into words, but how your friends give you kind of like a reason to go out and try out to be like, I want to get a shot at this, I want to go there and see what and it all comes like with time. I remember a lot of images I took on your camera, like they were very underexposed, like or overexposed. It's just like I don't know what I'm doing. I look through the viewfinder and I look a certain way and I take them like, that's not my photo. What happened? But it's a learning process. I think that's how it is with all things with animation and coming down to real thing. I took a head drawing class and that was a huge because I went from I love like digital art and animation and 3D stuff, and I had this kind of giant like notebook and put it up against a drawing course, and I had to hold a pencil kind of like this and like draw like that and get someone's likeness, like not just draw a stick figure or draw like a fun character, like I have to make it look like that person. I found is a very difficult task, and it blows my mind how oh, yeah, so we'll probably close up the stream. This is cool. Oh, whoops. Thank you all so much for stopping by on this stream. And thanks for all you guys who watch this later. I'm going to stream Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. I'm playing games and talking about art and being a YouTuber and some chill times. Yeah. So see you guys later and have a great day and have a good night. Peace out.